As mortgage rates rise, some big investment firms are swooping in, pricing many Americans out of the housing market. Investment companies are targeting towns and buying up blocks of single-family homes, and it's happening right here in Atlanta. So what does this mean for you if you're trying to buy a house right now? Tonight, I'm joined by NBC News correspondent Antonia Hilton. So tell us about the impacts this is having on the housing and rental markets in many major cities like Atlanta.
Thanks for having me. You're right. This is not just happening in Atlanta. It's happening actually all around the country. And in tonight's nightly news story, we focus on Fishers, Indiana, a community that people used to vote as one of the most attractive places to live because it was affordable. But now people there say that there's a crisis because these investment groups have been buying up single family, beautiful homes, and in many cases beating families to those homes because they're paying in all cash offers, sometimes over asking price, sight unseen without inspections, and making it really difficult for families who saved up down payments that they thought were going to be enough to get into those homes. And then the next catch is that they often then turn around and rent those very same homes to the people who had hoped to own them. So now more and more people in that area of the country are saying that they're worried the American dream is not going to happen for them. The mayor of Fishers, Indiana says that something needs to be done on the policy level. And realtors say that they're increasingly worried about their clients, that it's going to be harder and harder to get people who are middle class or upper middle class to get into homes and to make them feel like they have a piece of America.
A lot of folks feeling that tonight. Now, in that community you visited in Indiana, how are residents responding to the growing presence of those corporate landlords?
Well, in many cases, families are panicking. They describe the process as daunting. And what they're really doing is leaning on realtors who have become experts in this. And those realtors tell me that what they have to do is get real with families. It's not impossible to get a home, but it is very difficult right now. And they tell them about these investment groups, what you're going to be going up against, how much money they're often throwing into these offers. And so they tell families you're going to fall in love with a home and then you're going to lose out. You're going to get outbid, and you need to be emotionally and financially prepared for that. On the side of leadership and what people want done about this, they're saying that housing associations need to meet together and potentially change their rules, their ordinances about who can buy property there, about giving, a first look at families, at people who want to put their roots down in your community, and potentially limiting the amount of investors who can get property in your area. The mayor says that other laws may need to be passed at the state level, or he says even at the federal level, to make it so that regular Americans can still get homes and we don't have a future in which, like in some communities in Fishers, Indiana, more than half of the single family homes are owned by investment groups. And those investment groups hold on to them for sometimes 20 or 30 years, which means the supply won't be back for families to try to get their hands on for a long, long time. And they're trying to avoid that future and raise a red flag for other communities where they're starting to see this same trend.
Yeah, we've all heard those stories of frustration, but it is good to hear that it's not impossible out there. Thank you so much, Antonia. Now, tonight on Nightly News, you're going to hear why a builder says rental companies are actually creating opportunities for families. That's right here on 11 Alive at 6:30.